Today we dive into an issue that's been hitting headlines across the globe: the rise in unruly behavior aboard airplanes. This isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a serious issue with far-reaching implications for air travel safety and the overall travel experience. We're seeing an uptick in incidents of unruly behavior by passengers, both in the United States and globally. This increase isn't just a blip on the radar, it's a significant surge compared to pre-pandemic levels. A variety of factors are contributing to this disturbing trend. The stress of air travel, flight delays, lack of legroom, reclining seats, and arbitrary rules all play a part. But it goes deeper than that. Experts are pointing to a shift in post-pandemic behavior. Travelers, they say, are acting more entitled and less polite. Perhaps the isolation of the pandemic period has eroded some of our social norms, or maybe the stress of the past few years is simply taking its toll. Either way, the result is a rise in incidents of non-compliance with flight crew, verbal and even physical abuse. Alcohol consumption is another major factor fueling unruly behavior. It seems that some passengers are taking the edge off their travel anxiety with a few too many drinks, leading to disruptive and sometimes dangerous situations. Social media and copycat behavior are also playing a role in this trend. When people see videos of unruly behavior going viral, it can embolden them to act out in similar ways. It's a vicious cycle that's proving difficult to break. But it's not all bad news. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, implemented a zero-tolerance policy against unruly passengers in 2021. And while the number of reports has decreased from the record high in 2021, there are still more incidents compared to before the pandemic. The FAA has referred 39 cases to the FBI for criminal investigation, indicating that they're taking this issue very seriously. So, why is this happening? And more importantly, what can be done about it? These are the questions we'll be exploring in this report. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into why this is happening and what can be done about it. Let's start with the hard facts. The numbers paint a clear picture of the situation we're dealing with. Unruly passenger behavior has surged, and the data from the Federal Aviation Administration, the International Air Transport Association, and other sources is clear evidence of this trend. In the United States, the FAA reported a record high of unruly passenger incidents in 2021. Although reports decreased slightly in 2022, they were still higher than pre-pandemic levels. The FAA has even referred 39 cases to the FBI for criminal investigation. That's no small figure. But let's take a look at the situation on a global scale. The IATA reported one unruly incident for every 568 flights in 2022. If we rewind to 2021, it was one incident per every 835 flights. Notice the stark increase? Let's delve deeper into the nature of these incidents. Non-compliance with flight crew, verbal abuse, and intoxication are the most common types of unruly behavior. But what's even more alarming is the rise in physical abuse incidents. In 2022, physical abuse incidents shot up by 61% compared to the previous year. That's a significant leap, and it's a clear sign that the problem is escalating. The numbers don't lie, and they're telling us that unruly passenger behavior is a growing concern. It's not just about the headaches these incidents cause for flight crews and fellow passengers. It's about the safety of air travel. With these numbers in mind, we can see the gravity of the situation, but what's behind these figures? Analysts and experts have identified a few key factors contributing to this surge in unruly behavior. Let's take a closer look. The first major factor is the inherent stress of air travel. Flight delays, cramped seating, and sometimes seemingly arbitrary rules have the potential to ratchet up tension levels among passengers. The unfamiliar environment, the lack of control, and the physical discomfort can all contribute to a heightened sense of stress and anxiety. The second factor is a shift in societal behavior, particularly post-pandemic. Experts believe that people are acting more entitled and less polite. This sense of entitlement may be fueled by the frustration of enduring prolonged lockdowns and restrictions, and now when people are finally able to travel, they may feel they have the right to behave as they please, irrespective of the rules and regulations in place. The third factor, and perhaps the most influential one, is alcohol. It's no secret that many people enjoy a drink or two to calm their nerves before a flight or during a long journey. However, alcohol consumption can lead to a loss of inhibition, making some individuals more likely to act out or become confrontational, exacerbating the problems of stress and entitlement. Moreover, social media and copycat behavior also play a part. When people see videos of unruly passengers going viral, They may feel emboldened to act out in similar ways, assuming that they too can get away with such behavior. And let's not forget about flight delays. They can further stoke the fires of passenger frustration, creating a perfect storm for unruly behavior to thrive. Understanding these causes is crucial, but what's being done to tackle this issue? Aviation authorities have taken note and are implementing measures to combat this issue. One of the most prominent of these is the Federal Aviation Administration's zero-tolerance policy. This policy, implemented in 2021, is a stern response to the rising tide of unruly passenger behavior. It's an unambiguous statement that disruptive and disrespectful actions will not be tolerated in the air. But the FAA isn't alone in its fight against air rage. The International Air Transport Association, or IATA, is also stepping up. They're calling for more countries to ratify the Montreal Protocol 2014. This international treaty allows for the prosecution of transgressive passengers, bringing a legal weight to bear against those who would disrupt the peace of a flight. Airlines themselves are not sitting idle either. They're taking their own measures to curb this behavior. For instance, some airlines have taken the step of banning disruptive passengers. This isn't a light decision. A ban doesn't just affect one flight, it can prevent a passenger from flying with that airline ever again. It's a strong deterrent, to say the least. Alcohol sales have also come under scrutiny. Recognizing the role that intoxication often plays in these incidents, some airlines have chosen to suspend alcohol sales. It's a controversial move, but one that shows the lengths these companies are willing to go to ensure the safety and comfort of their passengers. These measures, while drastic, underscore the severity of the issue at hand. They're a clear message to passengers. Unruly behavior will not be tolerated. But while these steps are undeniably important, they're not a magic bullet. They address the symptoms but not the underlying causes of this behavior. And so, we're left with a question hanging in the air. While these measures are a step in the right direction, the question remains, will they be enough? As we look to the future, it's clear that this issue is not going away anytime soon. The surge in unruly passenger behavior has been a stark wake-up call for the aviation industry. It's a complex problem, rooted in a multitude of factors, but it's also a pressing issue that needs addressing sooner rather than later. The long-term impacts on the aviation industry and air travel could be significant. Increased incidents of unruly behavior could lead to stricter regulations, higher security measures, and potentially even higher ticket prices to cover these costs. This means that the actions of a few could end up affecting the many, changing the way we travel for years to come. But it's not all doom and gloom. The industry is already taking steps to combat this issue. The implementation of zero-tolerance policies is a clear indication that unruly behavior will not be tolerated. Airlines and aviation authorities are working together to ensure that everyone on board an aircraft respects the rules and treats each other with courtesy. Potential solutions to this escalating problem could also include further education and clearer communication of rules. It's important for passengers to understand that their actions have consequences not just for them, but for everyone on board. This could involve more explicit information about what is and isn't acceptable behavior during a flight, perhaps even as part of the pre-flight safety demonstration. We can also look to technology as a potential ally in this fight. Innovations in airline seating, for instance, could help to alleviate some of the common triggers for unruly behavior, such as lack of legroom. The future of air travel may look different, but it's not necessarily bleak. If we all take responsibility for our actions and treat our fellow passengers with respect, we can ensure that air travel remains a safe and enjoyable experience for all. This concludes our report on unruly passenger behavior. Stay informed, stay respectful, and remember, we're all in this together.